Greetings. Ready to ace your Florida driver's permit test? Let's get you prepared with confidence. The Florida Class E knowledge test consists of 50 multiple-choice questions. You need to answer 40 out of 50 correctly, 80% to pass. Category 1, Road Signs and Markings, 10 questions. Q1, what does a yellow diamond-shaped sign with a black "Do Not Pass" message mean? A. You are approaching a school zone. B. Passing is prohibited in this area. C. There is a sharp curve ahead. Answer: B. Passing is prohibited in this area. Tip: diamond-shaped signs are typically warnings. Text inside clarifies the specific warning. You must yield to all traffic and pedestrians before proceeding. B. You may turn right without stopping if the way is clear. C. You should slow down and proceed with caution. Answer: A. You must stop and yield to all traffic and pedestrians before proceeding. Tip: a flashing red light is treated like a stop sign. Q3. A sign with a red circle and a diagonal line over a right turn arrow indicates what? A. No U-turn allowed. B. No right turn allowed. C. Right turn only. Answer: B. No right turn allowed. Tip: the red circle with a diagonal line always indicates no or prohibited. Q4. What does a white rectangular sign with one way and an arrow signify? A. You may go either direction, but one way is preferred. B. You are entering a one-way street and must only drive in the direction of the arrow. C. You must yield to oncoming traffic. Answer: B. You are entering a one-way street and must only drive in the direction of the arrow. Tip: regulatory signs, white rectangles, inform you of laws or regulations. Q5. What does a pentagon-shaped sign, 5 sides, always indicate? A. A yield sign. B. A school zone or school crossing. C. A railroad crossing. Answer: B. A school zone or school crossing. Tip: this unique shape is specifically used for school zones to make them easily recognizable. Q6. What do double solid yellow lines in the center of a road mean? A. You may pass if the way is clear. B. Passing is prohibited for traffic moving in both directions. C. You may turn left across them to enter a driveway. Answer: B. Passing is prohibited for traffic moving in both directions. Tip: solid lines typically indicate no passing. Double solid means it applies to both sides. Q7. A dashed white line separating 2 lanes of traffic means: A. You may change lanes if it is safe to do so. B. You must stay in your lane. C. You are approaching a railroad crossing. Answer: A. You may change lanes if it is safe to do so. Tip: dashed lines, white or yellow, permit passing or lane changes when safe. Q8. What does a red inverted triangle sign with yield inscribed mean? A. Stop completely and wait for a green light. B. Slow down and be prepared to stop. Give the right of way to other traffic. C. You have the right of way. Answer: B. Slow down and be prepared to stop. Give the right of way to other traffic. Tip: the yield sign requires you to give way to cross traffic or merging traffic. Q9. What is the meaning of a fluorescent yellow-green pentagon-shaped sign? A. Pedestrian crossing ahead. B. Railroad crossing. C. School zone or school crossing. Answer: C. School zone or school crossing. Tip: the fluorescent color and pentagon shape are designed for high visibility in school areas. Q10. What does a large white X painted on the pavement with 2 R's mean? A. A hospital entrance. B. A railroad crossing ahead. C. A restricted parking zone. Answer: B. A railroad crossing ahead. Tip: this marking often accompanies a round yellow and black railroad crossing sign. Category 2, Rules of the Road and Right of Way. 15 questions. Question 11. When 2 vehicles arrive at an uncontrolled intersection at the same time, who has the right of way? A. The vehicle on the left. B. The vehicle on the right. C. The vehicle that is going straight. Answer: B, the vehicle on the right. Tip: right before left is a common mnemonic for uncontrolled intersections. Question 12. If a school bus has stopped on a 2-lane highway with its red lights flashing, what must you do? A. Stop only if you are behind the bus. B. Stop, regardless of your direction of travel, until the lights stop flashing. C. Slow down and proceed with caution. Answer: B. Stop, regardless of your direction of travel, until the lights stop flashing. Tip: in Florida, this applies unless there's a physical barrier or median separating the roadways. Q13. You are approaching an intersection with a steady yellow traffic light. What should you do? A. Speed up to clear the intersection before the light turns red. B. Stop immediately. C. Prepare to stop unless you are already in the intersection or too close to stop safely. Answer: C. Prepare to stop unless you are already in the intersection or too close to stop safely. Tip: yellow means the light is about to change to red. Question 14. When must you yield to a pedestrian crossing the street? A. Only if they are in a marked crosswalk. B. Only if they are a blind pedestrian with a white cane or guide dog. C. At all times, regardless of whether they are in a marked crosswalk, if they have entered the roadway. Answer: C. At all times, regardless of whether they are in a marked crosswalk, if they have entered the roadway. Tip: pedestrians always have the right of way in a crosswalk, marked or unmarked, and should be yielded to for safety. Question 15. What is the correct hand signal for a left turn? A. Left arm extended straight out. B. Left arm extended upward. C. Left arm extended downward. Answer: A. Left arm extended straight out. Tip: visualizing the arm position mimicking the turn helps. Question 16. When are you allowed to make a left turn on a red light in Florida? A. Never. B. Only from a one-way street onto another one-way street, after stopping and yielding to traffic and pedestrians. C. Only if there is a left turn on red permitted sign. Answer: B. Only from a one-way street onto another one-way street, after stopping and yielding to traffic and pedestrians. Tip: this is a specific exception to the general rule of no left turn on red. Question 17. What is the minimum following distance you should maintain behind another vehicle in good driving conditions? A. 1 second. B. 2 seconds. C. 4 seconds. Answer: C. 4 seconds. The Florida Driver's Handbook recommends a minimum of 4 seconds. Tip: the Florida Handbook emphasizes a 4-second rule for safety. Q. 18. You are driving and see an emergency vehicle, police, fire, ambulance, with flashing lights and/or sirens approaching from behind. What must you do? A. Speed up to get out of the way. B. Pull over to the nearest edge of the roadway right and stop until the emergency vehicle has passed. C. Continue driving at the speed limit. Answer: B. Pull over to the nearest edge of the roadway right and stop until the emergency vehicle has passed. Tip: this is known as Florida's move over law when applicable on multi-lane roads, or simply yielding right-of-way by stopping. Question 19. When must you use your headlights in Florida? A. Only between sunset and sunrise. B. Between sunset and sunrise and during rain, smoke, or fog. C. Only when visibility is less than 100 feet. Answer: B. Between sunset and sunrise and during rain, smoke, or fog. Tip: Florida law requires headlights when visibility is reduced or during these specific times conditions. Q. 20. What does Florida's move over law require you to do when approaching an emergency vehicle or law enforcement vehicle stopped on the side of the road with flashing lights? A. Reduce speed and pass cautiously. B. Change lanes away from the stopped vehicle if safe to do so, or slow to 20 miles per hour below the posted speed limit if changing lanes is not possible. C. Honk to alert the officers. Answer: B. Change lanes away from the stopped vehicle if safe to do so, or slow to 20 miles per hour below the posted speed limit if changing lanes is not possible. Tip: this law is crucial for the safety of emergency personnel. Q21. You may pass another vehicle on the right when A. The vehicle ahead is making a left turn and there is sufficient clear space. B. You are on a multi-lane highway with 2 or more lanes of traffic moving in the same direction. C. Both A and B are correct. Answer: C. Both A and B are correct. Tip: passing on the right is generally allowed under specific safe conditions. Question 22. What should you do when you see a flashing yellow traffic signal at an intersection? A. Stop, then proceed when clear. B. Slow down and proceed with caution. C. Speed up to clear the intersection. Answer: B. Slow down and proceed with caution. Tip: flashing yellow is a warning to be alert. Q. 23. When making a right turn, you should A. Swing wide to the left before turning. B. Approach the turn in the lane closest to the right curb and turn into the rightmost lane available. C. Begin your turn from the center of the road. Answer: B. Approach the turn in the lane closest to the right curb and turn into the rightmost lane available. Tip: stay in your lane as much as possible to avoid conflicts. Question 24. What is the legal maximum speed limit in a Florida residential area unless otherwise posted? A. 25 miles per hour. B. 30 miles per hour. C. 35 miles per hour. Answer: B. 30 miles per hour. Tip: be aware of default speed limits for different areas if no sign is present. Q. 25. Before making a lane change, you should A. Check only your side mirrors. B. Signal, check mirrors, and check your blind spot. C. Signal and then immediately change lanes. Answer: B. Signal, check mirrors, and check your blind spot. Tip: the acronym SMOG, signal, mirrors, over the shoulder, go, can be helpful. Category 3. Safe driving practices and special situations. 15 questions. Question 26. If your vehicle begins to hydroplane, you should A. Brake hard and steer sharply. B. Release the accelerator, keep the wheels straight, and do not brake until traction is regained. C. Accelerate to gain control. Answer: B. Release the accelerator, keep the wheels straight, and do not brake until traction is regained. Tip: gentle actions are key when hydroplaning. Q27. What is the best way to handle a tire blowout? A. Slam on the brakes. B. Grip the steering wheel firmly. Ease off the accelerator, and allow the vehicle to slow down gradually before pulling over. C. Accelerate to regain control. Answer: B. Grip the steering wheel firmly, ease off the accelerator, and allow the vehicle to slow down gradually before pulling over. Tip: maintaining control of steering is paramount. Q28. When driving in fog, you should use your A. High beam headlights. B. Low beam headlights. C. Parking lights only. Answer: B. Low beam headlights. Tip: high beams reflect off fog, worsening visibility. Question 29. If you are involved in a crash, what is the first thing you should do after ensuring your own safety? A. Leave the scene immediately. B. Stop, render aid if possible, and exchange information with other parties. C. Only call the police if there are serious injuries. Answer: B. Stop, render aid if possible, and exchange information with other parties. Tip: Florida law requires drivers to stop and assist at an accident scene. Q30. What should you do if an aggressive driver is tailgating you? A. Brake hard to scare them. B. Move to another lane if safe, or increase your following distance from the vehicle ahead to create more space. C. Speed up to get away from them. Answer: B. Move to another lane if safe, or increase your following distance from the vehicle ahead to create more space. Tip: the safest action is to get away from the aggressive driver without escalating the situation. Q31. When parking uphill on a street with a curb, your front wheels should be turned: A. Away from the curb. B. Toward the curb. C. Straight ahead. Answer: A. Away from the curb. Tip: if the car rolls, it will roll into the curb and stop. Q32. When parking downhill on a street with a curb, your front wheels should be turned: A. Away from the curb. B. Toward the curb. C. Straight ahead. Answer: B. Toward the curb. Tip: if the car rolls, it will roll into the curb and stop. Q33. How far must you park from a fire hydrant in Florida? A. At least 5 feet. B. At least 10 feet. C. At least 15 feet. Answer: A. At least 5 feet. Tip: this allows emergency services clear access. Q34. When is it permissible to make a U-turn in Florida? A. At any intersection. B. Only at intersections with a U-turn permitted sign. C. Only when it is safe, legal, and does not interfere with other traffic. Answer: C. Only when it is safe, legal, and does not interfere with other traffic. Tip: always look for no U-turn signs and assess safety. Q35. If you are driving on a road and a school bus stops on the opposite side of a divided highway, separated by a median of 5 feet or more, with its red lights flashing, what should you do? A. Stop. B. Slow down to 10 miles per hour. C. You do not have to stop, but proceed with caution. Answer: C. You do not have to stop, but proceed with caution. Tip: the median provides a physical barrier. Q36. What is the purpose of reflective triangles or flares? A. To signal a turn. B. To warn other drivers of a disabled vehicle. C. To indicate a parking spot. Answer: B. To warn other drivers of a disabled vehicle. Tip: use them especially at night or in low visibility conditions. Q37. What is the most common cause of crashes? A. Mechanical failure. B. Driver error. C. Poor road conditions. Answer: B. Driver error. Tip: over 90% of crashes are due to human factors. Q38. You should maintain a larger following distance when A. Driving on a dry road. B. Driving behind a large truck or in bad weather. C. Driving at low speeds. Answer: B. Driving behind a large truck or in bad weather. Tip: more space equals more reaction time. Question 39. What should you do if your brakes fail while driving? A. Pump the brake pedal rapidly, if non-ABS. Shift to a lower gear and use the parking brake. B. Turn off the engine immediately. C. Steer sharply to the side of the road. Answer: A. Pump the brake pedal rapidly, if non-ABS. Shift to a lower gear and use the parking brake. Tip: these actions help to gradually slow and stop the vehicle. Q40. When driving at night, you should dim your high beams when an oncoming vehicle is within A. 100 feet. B. 300 feet. C. 500 feet. Answer: C. 500 feet. Tip: this prevents blinding oncoming drivers. Category 4. Laws, penalties, and DUI. 10 questions. Q41. What is Florida's zero-tolerance law regarding alcohol for drivers under 21? A. A blood alcohol content, BAC, of 0.08% or higher. B. A BAC of 0.05% or higher. C. A BAC of 0.02% or higher. Answer: C. A BAC of 0.02% or higher. Tip: any detectable alcohol could lead to penalties for underage drivers. Q42. What is the legal blood alcohol content, BAC, limit for drivers 21 years or older in Florida? A. 0.05%. B. 0.08%. C. 0.1%. Answer: B. 0.08%. Tip: Driving with a BAC of 0.08% or higher is considered legally impaired. Question 43. If you refuse to submit to a breath, blood, or urine test when requested by a law enforcement officer, what is the consequence in Florida? A. No immediate penalty, but you will be arrested. B. Your driver's license will be immediately suspended for 1 year, first refusal. C. You will only receive a warning. Answer. B. Your driver's license will be immediately suspended for 1 year, first refusal. Tip. This is Florida's implied consent law. Q44. What are the potential penalties for a first DUI conviction in Florida? A. Fines, license suspension, and possible jail time. B. Community service only. C. A written warning. Answer. A. Fines, license suspension, and possible jail time. Tip. DUI penalties are severe and include various consequences. Q45. If you move to Florida, how many days do you have to obtain a Florida driver's license? A. 10 days. B. 30 days. C. 60 days. Answer. B. 30 days. Tip. This is a common requirement for new residents. Q46. When is it illegal to transport an open alcoholic beverage container in a vehicle in Florida? A. Only if the driver is consuming it. B. If it is in the passenger compartment of the vehicle. C. It is always illegal to have an open container in a vehicle. Answer. B. If it is in the passenger compartment of the vehicle. Tip. Exceptions usually apply if it's in a locked trunk or not readily accessible to the driver/passengers. Q47. If you are caught driving with a suspended or revoked license in Florida, what can happen? A. A warning and a small fine. B. Fines, jail time, and further license suspension. C. Community service only. Answer. B. Fines, jail time, and further license suspension. Tip. Driving without a valid license is a serious offense. Q48. How often must you renew your Florida Class E driver's license if you are under 80 years old? A. Every 4 years. B. Every 6 years. C. Every 8 years. Answer. C. Every 8 years. Tip. Age affects renewal frequency. Question 49. What is the consequence if you fail to maintain adequate motor vehicle insurance as required by Florida law? A. A warning. B. Suspension of your driver's license and registration. C. A small fine. Answer. B. Suspension of your driver's license and registration. Tip. Florida has no-fault insurance laws, making coverage mandatory. Q. 50. What is the maximum fine for littering in Florida? A. $50. B. $500. C. $1,000. Answer. B. $500 plus other potential penalties like community service. Tip. Littering has significant penalties in Florida. Closing tips. Your path to Florida, permit success. You've got the knowledge, now it's time to sharpen your skills and build unshakable confidence. Don't just hope to pass, know you'll pass. Here's your final secret weapon. Practice smarter, not harder. Forget aimless studying. Focus your efforts where they count most. Simulate the real exam. The best way to conquer test day nerves is to know exactly what to expect. Practice under realistic conditions. Target your weak spots. Everyone has areas they struggle with. Identify yours and turn them into strengths. Ready to confidently pass your Florida permit test on your very first try? Head over to dmvtestmaster.com right now. Register for free and unlock full simulated exams, track your progress, and master every aspect of the Florida driver's permit test. Your Florida driver's license journey starts there.